Kirk, a rising star in conservative politics and a fierce ally of President Trump. He is a co-founder of Turning Point USA, which advocates for conservative politics on university campuses. Well known.
Imagine this. You're at a college campus rally. The air buzzing with hope and ideas for a better America. One moment, a voice is calling us to stand strong for freedom. The next, a shot rings out. And just like that, Charlie Kirk is gone forever. This channel is built on diving deep into conspiracies, asking tough questions about what's really going on. But I hesitated to make this video because I have immense respect for Charlie, his wife Erica, and Turning Point USA. The last thing I want is to add to the hysteria, misinformation, or try to sway public opinion on who or how Charlie's life was allegedly ended. Instead, I want to shine a spotlight on how Charlie would have wanted us to live our lives and respond to the corruption in our world. Watching this, I know your heart is heavy, just like mine. What happened on September 10th at Utah Valley University wasn't just a senseless act. It was a direct attack on the spirit of what makes this country great. And today, I'm speaking straight from the heart. This isn't random. It's a warning, a glimpse into a much darker plan that's unfolding right now. Stick with me, because understanding this could change how we protect our future. If that hits you hard, smash that like button and subscribe. We need voices like yours in this fight. Let's dive in. Look, we all saw the headlines. Charlie Kirk, the guy who built Turning Point USA to empower young conservatives, was allegedly gunned down mid-sentence at an event. It's heartbreaking. And as the details pour in alleged messages, a planned escape, it's clear this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. But here's what keeps me up at night. The fuel for this fire, the constant stream of heated words from certain political circles on the left. You know, the kind painting patriots like Charlie as existential threats, the root of all evil in society.
Don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
They go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right, to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face, and then gotten out of the race. He would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. If I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump. And that's
a war. This isn't a battle. And we absolutely will win this war.
It is a war. It is indeed a war. And I have to say, they have won some battles, Jasmine, but we have to keep our eye on the war, and everybody needs to pick up a weapon and get involved, because this is for the...
It's not about healthy debate. It's rhetoric that dehumanizes, that whispers it's okay to cross lines if you think you're saving the world. We've seen it ramp up over the years. Labels thrown around like weapons, calls to shut down voices that challenge the status quo. And tragically, for someone already on the edge, those words can twist into justification. I'm not here to point fingers blindly. Grief doesn't need blame games. But let's be real. When leaders amplify division to that extreme, it creates an echo chamber where the unthinkable feels possible. Charlie wasn't just a commentator. He was a dad, a husband, a fighter for the values that built this nation. Losing him It's a gut punch to all of us who believe in open discourse. Now, let's pause here, because the narrative of a lone gunman feels too neat, too convenient. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but the pieces don't add up to one person acting alone. Think about it. The precision, the timing, the ripple effect. It smells like a coordinated effort, a collective conspiracy to silence a movement. Think of the movie Snake Eyes. You know, that 1998 film with Nicolas Cage, where a high-profile assassination at a boxing match unravels as a web of corruption involving multiple players, all hiding behind the chaos of one shooter. Similar vibes here, a single act meant to distract, while the real orchestrators stay in the shadows, pulling strings to keep us divided and scared. This wasn't just about one person's rage. It's about a system that thrives on silencing voices like Charlie's to tighten its grip. This brings us to the bigger picture, and why I had to make this video. This isn't just about one side of the aisle. The left? They're players in this, sure, but pawns in a much larger game. What we're seeing is a calculated push toward control, the kind that erodes freedoms bit by bit until there's no turning back. Think about the tactics at play. Isolate your opponents. Make them seem like the enemy. Infiltrate institutions, schools, media, even communities to shift the narrative. Then, when pushback comes, escalate to make examples. It's straight out of old playbooks, like Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, but echoed in strategies from folks like Bill Ayers back in the day, ways to destabilize and rebuild society on new terms. Not saying that's the blueprint here, but the parallels? Chilling. Divide to conquer, silence to control. And this alleged assassination? It's the tip of that spear, but it's not isolated. We've had attempts on leaders, attacks on everyday folks standing for what they believe. Why? Because fear is the ultimate tool. Stop one voice like Charlie's, and it sends a message. Speak up, and you're next. It's manipulation 101. Keep us scared, reactive, too busy fighting each other to see the strings being pulled. So why Charlie specifically? He wasn't just any voice. He was reaching the next generation, firing up campuses with unapologetic love for America. Stopping him wasn't about one man. It was about planting seeds of doubt. See? Even big names aren't safe. That fear ripples out, making us second guess. Rallies, debates, even our own words. It's control through intimidation, manipulation to keep the herd in line. But zoom out further, this fits a global blueprint. Remember the UN's 2030 agenda? On the surface, it's about sustainability, equality. Noble goals, right? But dig deeper. Centralized power, surveillance everywhere, policies that prioritize the collective over individual rights. It's a vision where nations lose sovereignty, where dissent is reframed as dangerous to the planet. And acts like this, they accelerate it. By sowing chaos here at home, they weaken our resolve, making it easier to fold into that one-world mold. The U.S. stands as the firewall, the last big holdout for liberty, innovation, and self-determination. We're what's stopping that top-down grip from swallowing the globe. Charlie knew it. That's why he fought so hard. His loss, it's their gain, unless we wise up. Here's another layer to this agenda. They want to discredit voices like Charlie's, Erica's, Turning Point, and even ours by pulling our focus away from America. Pointing fingers at foreign nations, stirring up division over religion, or fueling hatred toward other countries, it's just as dangerous as the rhetoric that allegedly led to Charlie's death. I'm seeing it now. Some are using this tragedy to push for conflict against certain nations, claiming they're the root of our problems. That's a trap. It's a deliberate distraction to fracture our unity, to make us chase external enemies while the real threat grows at home.